As editor of the hometown Jewish newspaper, I see so many stories of how Federation and its agencies link our community, unite our community. Approximately 2 years ago, we put in an item in the paper about how senior citizens in the Jewish Federation's apartment buildings and housing needed a bus in order to come to some of the activities here at the JCC. One of our readers saw that and decided to donate matching funds in order to help buy a bus.
One of the most moving and powerful things I've seen in the 17 years that I've worked at the JCC is the day one of our individuals who attend our Chad special needs programs was in the building, and previously every day that she came to programming, her father would escort her up the stairs. One day I happened to walk out to the lobby. It was the first day that she came in the front door, went up the stairs, and went to the programming by herself. The father had tears streaming down his eyes, and it was really unbelievable to see that after 6 years that she had gotten so comfortable that she was then able to go up to programming by herself. Might sound like a small accomplishment to us, but certainly a very large accomplishment for her and her entire family.
In my role, I've been lucky enough to meet so many of the Holocaust survivors in the community who have proven to be such an amazing inspiration to me as I see them share their memories and their stories with students so that they can help the students understand the consequences of hatred and how it's possible to rebuild your life after horrible things can happen to you. And it's just amazing to watch them each day.
Working at Samos JFCS is not just a job, but rather a passion and a commitment. Each client and scenario is unique and intense. For some senior services clients, we are the only visit of the week, the only check-in call to ensure that the medical appointment went okay, or that they received their Meals on Wheels. For others, we are the only listening ear or the only person whom they feel they can confide in due to their caregiving or illness stressors. For some, we are literally the only one they have. Advocating, supporting, and networking these vulnerable clients of our community requires a dedication and means doing one mitzvah after another.
Almost every day I have the opportunity to see, hear, and experience something magical that Federation has done for this community. Whether it's sending a book to the over 700 children that receive PJ Library on a monthly basis and hearing a parent or a grandparent say it's been a wonderful story and that they read together every night. Every day is filled with little moments like this that make me know that our community is so special, and what we do here every day makes a difference in so many people's lives.
Had a parents' night out event. The Franklin Institute came and we had stargazing. But the beginning of the program was doing Havdalah. We did it outside in the courtyard, outside the social hall, and we did a real Havdalah service. There were probably a third of the kids there weren't even Jewish, and everybody was arm in arm, and everybody it was a beautiful sky, and we had the candle lit, and it was just a really great feeling to hear everybody joining in song, because even if they didn't know the Hebrew words, they would hum along, and everybody was swaying back and forth. And it was just a warm feeling that everybody was in the spirit. Even if they didn't understand the significance of Havdalah, the kids were just in the spirit, arm in arm, and we were just one big cohesive family.
Through the work of Super Sunday and the dollars raised and distributed through the Federation, I have the privilege of representing the Jewish community out in the wider community and sharing with everyone all the wonderful work all of you are doing throughout the year.
Last year, I was the PTA president at Cooper Elementary School. We received a grant for a peaceful playground. This is a public school, and we were so grateful to get money through the Jewish Community Foundation and the ADL No Place for Hate. Also, my brother-in-law has special needs, and he did a 6-month program called Soups and Sweets, where he learned how to be a cook, and right now they're currently helping him find a job. And we're so grateful for that help personally. Every time I write a story, I really understand how these programs affect people, real people, people like my family, like the kids in my community.
Hi, my name is Gail Cohen. I'm the Early Childhood Director at the CATS JCC. We had one particular parent who was going to have to pull her child out because financially she could no longer afford it as she was starting her own business. And thanks to Jewish Federation, she was able to keep her children here, and she was able to start her business.
I'd like to tell you a few things that Jewish Federation does to help some of our families and their children in our community. The Gift of Israel program, the Federation gives $100 for each child each year, so they have $700 towards an Israel trip. The other thing that is very beneficial to our students is our scholarship program. We offer scholarships for summer camp and Israel programs. Most of these scholarships are based on need, and these children would not be able to have this experience if it were not for the annual campaign and Jewish Federation.
I see clients every day who have an impact on me personally, but I wanted to tell a story about one client. He told us that he was living in his van. He had been evicted from a rented room that he was living in, and he had no family to turn to and nowhere to go. We were able to get him into another rented room. We were able to help him with this security deposit. He mentioned that he had cancer, so we actually have funding for some cancer patients, and we were able to pay out of that money. So he got into a rented room, but he was still struggling because it didn't leave a lot of money left over for groceries or for anything else. So we suggested that he apply for Federation housing, which he did do. And throughout that time, he came into our offices for counseling and for food. He especially loves the meals prepared by the local synagogues. And we really got to know each other. And last July, he got a call that he was eligible to move into the Gesher house. So now, he's 80 years old. This is a year and a half later. He has a roof over his head. He's able to afford the rent. He's making a new life for himself, and for the first time in a long time, he has some security.
Hi, my name's Kim. I work for the Federation, and I'm also a companion for Aleph. One of the best experiences I've had is that companion for a gentleman, and we go to the theater a lot together, and unfortunately he broke his hip, and we took a visit to Lionsgate, and when we walked into the room, he had the biggest smile on his face, and it just filled my heart with immense joy to know that we made a difference in his life, and that made a huge difference in my life as well.
I'm Suzanne Post, and I work in the adult department here at the Cats JCC. I get at least a story a day. I'm so privileged and happy to be working in this department because of those stories. One in particular has to do with a woman who stopped me right before she got on our adult services bus, and she told me about her Holocaust experience and when she was freed and liberated. It's absolutely a privilege to be able to hear all kinds of stories.
Hi, I'm Susie Shabelson, the Associate Director of Early Childhood, and I was asked to give a heartwarming story about one of our families. The family that came to mind first is a family who actually came to observe our infant program. The family was moving here from another country. They were expecting a baby and they loved everything, and I hadn't heard from them for a couple of weeks, so I gave them a call. They told me that the baby was born, I think it was 13 weeks early. We had kept in touch throughout the whole time that the baby was in the hospital, and she was old enough and well enough, she did come to our program and stayed all through kindergarten, as did her 2-year younger sister. That little girl is now 11, her sister is 9, and I know that the family is still involved with Just for Kids. They've made many friends, the children and the parents. Without us, I don't know where they would have found a home away from home.
Hi, I'm Marcia Wiener-Lahab, the Director of the Adult Cultural and Judaic Department here at the JCC. I would just like to tell you a personal story. I have a son, Adam, who was born with cerebral palsy. We moved to this community when he was in 2nd grade. From that time on, we realized that when we were here, we were at the right place. From Open Hearts, Open Doors, to SIP shops at JFCS that assisted his brother Adam in dealing with his cerebral palsy, to the Ahad department, to then Adam going to camp as a camper, becoming an advocate for kids more challenged than he through Ahad, and then working in early childhood, and then being hired as the first male teacher in early childhood. He is not only a success to himself and to his family, but also to this great federation. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone. I just want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for coming to the breakfast this year. and to also say, who knows better than all of you what you do each and every day to enrich the lives of the people living in this community, to lift them up when they're down, to give them shelter when they need it, to give them the self-esteem and self-worth by cheering them on in a sporting event, by giving them scholarship to be able to go to a camp. It's unbelievable. You are the people who are delivering the stories of the heart. You deliver it through the work that you do all day, every day, year after year after year.